Okay, so a week at Burning Man. Here we are. That's crazy art and wow. I don't know if I'm gonna film much. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I'm ready. Can't believe I'm here. So gonna climb this. Wow, this video is long overdue. It's been almost 6 months since I've been to Burning Man with my friends, and I've been putting off making this video for so long because honestly, I just didn't know what to say. So much has happened in that week, but at the same time, it was just a bunch of random activities, random stuff that like, how do I cobble all those small experiences to like one video that makes sense? And how does that bring any value to you guys? How does that even interest you? And the footage I took is also really sporadic. It's kind of represents my whole feelings about the situation. It's just random clips here and there. Some clips are just from my friends. It just represents some random fun activities we did during that week. I just gotta do it. I just gotta like look at the footage, sit down and edit it into something kind of coherent, so I can at least explain at least a little bit of how it felt to be there and what it was all about. Enjoying Burning Man so far?
Yes.
How about you?
Yes. Woo!
How are you liking Burning Man?
It's okay, I guess.
Sucks kinda,
Yeah,
right?
okay, you know, the usual.
That's better.
Well, first of all, I know that when I arrived, I was really excited to be there. I've wanted to go for a while, and I was so pumped to finally be there, but I had no like concrete expectations. I did my research, I kind of knew what I was getting into, and I was like, let's just go with the flow, let's see what this is. And then it was just a week of fun. I mean, during the day we'd just bike around, look at the art, I'd volunteer, and then we'd just have fun, we'd just hang out, we'd just jam together.
Oh, we had to record when I went watching the
Would go to bars together, we'd go find where's the food, because you're in the desert and we only brought like really minimal food, so when like 4 days in they start serving you like barbecued beef, it's like paradise over there. It's little things like that. You can go on the mission to find the beef and then go sidetracked and end up on another adventure. It was a lot of fun. And then there's also the dust storms. Oh my god, that was crazy. You just see a wall of dust coming your way. And honestly, the first one, I was just so excited. I was like, finally I'm gonna experience that dust storm that like I've been reading about.
Oh my god! Sandstorm! Where's that rude when you need him? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! Oh shit!
And we just took our bikes and just like rode into the storm to just be in it. So, you know, like instead of like just being, damn it, like I can't do anything, the dust storm kind of ruined my plans, we just embraced it. We just had fun with it. I remember I was riding and I couldn't see further than like, I could barely see the end of my front wheel on my bike. There's also those like big dust tornadoes, and sometimes you'd see somebody's tent in it. Somebody didn't peg down their tent correctly. That was pretty funny too. I mean, that's what it was. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of this and that, and everybody does whatever they want to do. There's so much activities around. You can do some yoga, you can, I don't know, like do some meditation, you can do arts and crafts, you can just hang out at the bar, you can just hang out with your friends, you can go find somebody to play music with, you can just bike around, you can do whatever. But whatever you do is going to be something you want to do, and it's going to be something a lot of fun. And that's just during the day. During the night, that's when a lot of the art comes alive even more. That's where you see all the big DJs, you see like all those big sound systems on art cars that have like fire breathing dragons. It just becomes crazy and magical. And if you like music, then that's your time. I'm not that huge on music. I was just biking around looking at the art and just all the other activities, but my friends that like music, that's when they spent most of their time. There's so many stages, so many DJs, and the lasers and light shows and fire shows. It's just amazing. And there's always like the weird stuff around, you know, like if you've seen the Thunderdome, where people are just fight in this dome. It feels like a scene from Mad Max. I mean, I think that's where they got it from. It's just insane. And then at the end, towards the end of the week, they start burning that art that you've been looking at, that you've been enjoying. And it kind of talks about like the inevitability of awesome things ending. It was great, but now it's time to move on. It's kind of this cathartic moment. And then they burn the man and the temple, which are like one of the biggest events in Burning Man. I mean, that's why it's called Burning Man. There's the man and they burn it. After all of this, I went back to work and life went back to normal. And I didn't really think much about how much it's changed me. I didn't have like a huge epiphany, a huge breakthrough. But I think after like 6 months has passed, I can say that it has changed me. I think I've become a little bit more open. I think I've become a little bit more free. Because when you're there and you just unplug from the real world for like a week and you just do whatever, and there's so much things around there that are outside your comfort zone and things that are very well inside your comfort zone, and you're kind of free and like in a judgment-free zone to do whatever you want. You know that the only thing stopping you from doing that thing over there is yourself. Because you're like, when you're home, you have all those excuses. You're like, well, what would my friends think if I did this thing? Or, oh, what, I can't do that, that's not appropriate. At Burning Man, everything's appropriate. You can do whatever. So when you don't do that thing, that's when you realize your real limits, your real limitations within yourself of like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not for me. And that's okay. But it kind of opens your mind and you start thinking, well, why wouldn't I do that? And I mean, I don't know, it just gave me a lot to think about. It kind of gave me a little bit of a new perspective on why I'm scared of certain things and why I'm not scared of other things. Same thing with people being friendly. Everybody approach at Burning Man is just this attitude you have. Everybody's just really open and accepted and nice. And it kind of made me think, why don't I talk to people in the street more often? And that's because maybe you think that they're going to judge you, maybe they're not going to like you. But after Burning Man, where everybody you approach with the understanding that they're going to be nice to you and that like they're going to be open, you think, well, why do I assume strangers are unfriendly? And they kind of gave me more confidence to talk to people more. You know, it's little things like that. It reminded me of my first trip, like when I went solo by myself traveling. It's kind of scary at first. You meet a lot of new people. It's like you do a lot of new things. And I mean, you go with the flow and you have fun and it's a great experience and you just visit the sites and everything. But when you come back home, you realize maybe it wasn't about that amazing temple I saw. I mean, that was cool for my Instagram, but it's your attitude change, your kind of like slightly different outlook on the world. That's pretty cool. It's not a drastic change, but I think it's a little change for the better. And anyway, I really enjoyed my experience at Burning Man. I think I'm going to go back next year, that's for sure. And that's how I feel about it. Let me know if you've been there. And how was your experience?